Aarav, a young boy in a small village, lay in the fields gazing at an airplane flying above. His friends mocked him, saying dreams like his don't suit poor boys. But Aarav smiled, whispering, "The sky welcomes everyone." At home, he told his parents he wanted to be a pilot. His mother encouraged him softly, but his father reminded him they had no money. Still, Aarav held onto his dream tightly. In his heart, he had already taken flight. That night, Aarav's father struggled to gather enough money for school fees. Aarav silently watched, knowing his dream was slipping away. The next day, he walked to the village mechanic's shop and asked for evening work. Masterji agreed. After school, while others played, Aarav repaired bikes and scooters with oil-covered hands. Every bolt he tightened, every tire he fixed, reminded him he was building his wings, one tool at a time. No time for games, no room for fear, just a burning goal in his chest. An old scooter rolled into the shop one hot afternoon. Its rider, Mr. Mehra, wore a faded Air Force cap. He watched Aarav fix the scooter quickly and cleanly. Curious, he asked Aarav about his future. "I want to be a pilot," the boy replied confidently. Instead of laughing, Mr. Mehra smiled. "I once had the same dream. Maybe I can help you." He introduced himself as a retired wing commander and offered to mentor Aarav. That single moment, unexpected, kind, and timely, became the first real door that opened for Aarav's dream. Mr. Mehra invited Aarav to his home near the hills. His room was filled with aviation books, maps, and medals. For the first time, Aarav saw a world he only imagined. Mehra began mentoring him, explaining aerodynamics, sharing stories of real pilots, and helping him apply for a scholarship exam. Aarav studied harder than ever before, waking at 4 a.m., working in the evening, and studying at night. Mehra believed in him. Something Aarav had never experienced from an adult. "Wings aren't given," Mehra said once, "they're built." Aarav started believing maybe his wings were finally taking shape. Months later, Aarav appeared for the National Aviation Scholarship Test. He gave it his all. Days passed in nervous silence until the result came. He had failed. Aarav's world shook. He couldn't face Mehra or his parents. That night, alone in the workshop, he cried for the first time in years. But Mehra arrived, placed a hand on his shoulder, and said, "Even eagles fall before they soar." He encouraged Aarav to try again. With new fire in his heart, Aarav wiped his tears. Failure was no longer the end, it was just turbulence on the way to the sky. Aarav reapplied the next year, stronger and smarter. This time, he aced the exam. A letter arrived, "Congratulations! You've been selected for pilot training." He ran through the village holding the letter high, tears streaming. His mother wept with joy. His father hugged him, something rare. Mehra watched from a distance, smiling proudly. Aarav's dream, once mocked and doubted, had finally taken flight. He was now on his way to pilot school, proof that dreams stitched with struggle and belief can defy gravity. His journey had just begun, but his wings were now real. At the pilot academy, Aarav sat in the cockpit for the first time. His hands trembled as the engine roared to life. Instructors barked orders through the headset. He made mistakes, stumbled, and felt overwhelmed. But then he remembered Mehra's words, "Fear only exists before takeoff." Slowly, he improved every flight stronger than the last. One morning, during a solo flight, he soared through the clouds, sunlight pouring through the cockpit window. For the first time, he truly felt like he belonged in the sky. Aarav was no longer chasing a dream, he was living it. After graduation, Aarav returned home in his crisp white uniform. The entire village gathered to greet him. Children stared in awe, the same ones who once mocked him. His mother couldn't stop crying, and his father stood silently, pride swelling in his eyes. Aarav held their hands and said, "You didn't give me wings, but you gave me reason to fly." He then surprised them with flight tickets, their first ever journey in an airplane. From tractor fields to the clouds, Aarav had broken every barrier. His dream, once too big for his village, had now lifted them all. Years later, Aarav stood before a crowd of students as a motivational speaker. He held up his old, torn shoes and said, "These walked me to my dream. I had no money, no support, just a broken pair of wings, but I flew." The audience clapped, eyes misty. He continued, "Success isn't born from comfort. It rises from struggle, belief, and one person who sees your light." Behind the stage hung a photo of him and Mr. Mara, who had passed away. Aarav saluted it and said, "Sir, we flew." His journey proved, broken wings still fly.
If her story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because this is Text to Heart, where stories speak to your soul and awaken your spirit.